Everybody, welcome back to Farming Simulator 25, Riverbend Spring Scratch Start, episode 19. We have one more month to go before we can harvest our barley, and probably another month or so before this field is ready with the oats. So we go look at oats, July or maybe August. It's hard to tell by the color of the thing. In the meantime, while we're waiting for all of that to happen, also next month, July, is going to be selling our current stock of soybeans. Although this claims June is the best month, but this claims July is going to be the best month, and that it's going to be 22. So I'm not sure which one to believe. I may just sell now and see, just to make sure, and then see what it's like after. Today we're hoping for some harvest contracts that we can... Okay, well, spinach is not one I really want to do, so maybe if we're lucky we'll get some other ones like this barley contract, which we are absolutely going to accept and swath. That will give us a good chunk of bonus barley. I'm not actually seeing the field. Field 90, okay, down there. So we're going to accept that one. We're also going to go do... we're going to do our wood sales. Although that can actually happen anytime. The longer we wait, the more wood there will be. I think if we go here, we'll be better off. Yeah. So we'll load the wood up real quick and see how much there actually is. Right. I will... And then we're going to run... Yeah, we're going to run down to... I'll run down to field 90 with that header, with our swathing header. Get that going. These are beams, are they? Yeah, beams. Beams are the ones that are worth more. But it looks like that's all we've got is planks, small planks and beams. So right, we'll wait and see if maybe there's another one coming, or we can actually just check. Yeah, we might get a long... No, yeah, we might get a long plank before the end of the day, so I'm just going to wait for that. But we got to go get this guy. We'll go get 90 swathed, and then we'll come back with the... Whoa. You know, what would help is if we didn't have the weight on. Always helps to not try to mount things with the weight on, because even if they do mount, they mount really, really weird. Okay, except I have painted myself into a bit of a corner. I wonder if this thing comes with a... a trailer. It does. Okay, we're actually going to buy the trailer and go get it. I knew it was going to happen eventually. But we were going to want the trailer. So we're going to go get the trailer so that we don't have to do funky things with our low loader trailer. And I'll be right back. Alright, well, we got our trailer picked up, and now I'm just gonna put it on the I'll put the header on the trailer and get us down to the field. I don't think we need to wait on the back even. We haven't needed it yet. Yeah, there we go. Looking like a header on a trailer. Alright, I'll see you at field. Alright, here we are. So we're going to swath it all and then come back and get it. Ooh. And come back and get it with the forage wagon. I wonder if there's a collectible around here. It seems like the kind of place to hide one. Anyway, we're just gonna get this rolling. Really do want it to be fully swathed and not miss any bits. There we go. Alright, so I'll come back to you in a bit. Okay, we are almost done with this. This is really such a quick process at 22 kilometers per hour. We're rolling through it. It doesn't have to do any processing of any sort. It just cuts it down and throws it on the ground, which is actually pretty good because it's just so quick. Yeah, see, we're just running through the field. So we basically now just have to go get the forage wagon and get it pulling through here. Well, I don't know what happened. I swear I didn't miss any, but apparently I did. So we will just stick that. Alright. Everything has been cut down now. Deer, stop eating my barley. Right, we're gonna go put this away and get the next piece of this puzzle. Although I wonder if I should put it away. I wonder where the next harvest is, if there is another one yet. We should check just to make sure. Maybe want to go stick it over there. Currently still just the spinach. I'm not going to push the button yet. We've already got our barley to do. Okay, there we go. Right. We'll see you when we're back here with the forager. The forage wagon, I should say. Alright, here we are. Ready to pick up all of this wonderful swath. I think we're going to get more than 47 or 46,000 liters. So it's going to be more than one trip, but it's still going to be, I think I'm predicting 2 trips instead of 10. Well, I don't know how many it would have been, but I figure to look at where we're going to be on 16, I think it's going to be every 2 rows. So 1, 2, oh, look at that. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 trips. I'm guessing it probably would have been. Which would have been a lot, and I think we're going to end up with, yeah, I think this is going to be 2 trips. Either way, we will roll out, get this all picked up. Well, I thought it was 46,000 liters, but it's actually only 45, but that's not a huge deal. Although it may be 2 trips and a tiny bit, which would be unfortunate, but that's what it is. So we'll be on it, and yeah, see you when we've made more progress. Although I will say, we really, really need a stronger tractor now that we have this big old thing. I think the weight is causing some problems. 230 apparently is not strong enough to pull this weight well. Anyway, well, downhill's fine. Anyway, we'll be back. Alright, this is the last row. I definitely need a stronger tractor. So we're going to have to save up for that. I'm not sure what order that comes in with everything else. I don't have that many hills to deal with. But I was actually correct the first time. It's just 2 loads. So this is the end of our pickup phase, and now we just have to wait for the barley to process. With that sweet 30% bonus. We're just about to drop off the rest of our swath. I've already turned the barley production, the barley separation on, so we can see that. There we go. Right. And it's rolling through the barley. Looks like we've got a total of 68,000. Get this guy parked back up. We won't need him for a while. Right. So let's see what else what other trouble we can get into while we wait. Okay, there's more barley to be picked up, and I think we can combine the 2 because we're swathing. Normally I don't like to take multiple contracts with the same endpoint, but where's that other one go to? Also farmer's market. Okay, so that's pretty good. I think we're going to do that. It's field 68, which is way down over there. This really is the way to go. We could borrow these items and send this guy off to hoe 65 as well, which would get some stuff done at the same time. So we're going to do that. But we're also definitely going to take this barley contract. And then we can just go dump it all. Okay, this guy wants his front weight. I think that makes sense. This is one of those cases where we probably do want it. Assuming we can pick it up. Yep, alright. It's holding 65. And you off to hoe on 65. I think our best bet is to get you started like that. Now let's find out whether he can drive there. Looks like he can. So good. So we're going to pick up our header again and go to 68 and do that job real quick. '68 is over there. I think we take this all the way down and then cut off at Noah, which is, I think, maybe the sawmill? I think it's the sawmill. Right, so I will see you at the field. Alright, we are here. This'll do well and quickly, but we still do need a bigger tractor. Hopefully we can afford one soonish. Let's get this thing set up into steering mode. There we go. Right, our hoeing job has started while we were traveling, which is good. And this field is not on a hill, so we might actually feel pretty good about traveling. Although we do have a big old hill to come back from. Driving back with this swath is going to be a pain with this tractor. But I think if we're lucky, we'll get it in one. Will be quite nice. This is just a feeling. I feel like we'll be able to pull this out in one. And then once all of the grain has processed, we can turn in. I'll also think this is going to be kind of a pain to pick up on the forage, but we'll get it all. That Colossus harvester has a pretty, or wagon has a pretty good pickup on it, so probably a little too good, but it's still a good way. It's still a good harvester as far as picking up forage goes. And of course the 45K size is pretty awesome too. Right, well we're just going to get this done and go get the forage wagon and get it all in the bin, and I will come back to you later. Okay, since I was at the sawmill, I thought I'd look around, and I did. I found a collectible here, the blackboard. Here, I guess it's kind of the north-ish end of the sawmill. I don't know, maybe that's the output. Yeah. Or no, I guess that's probably the input, given that their logs are there. But either way, we found another collectible. And we are on our way back to the farm to grab another, grab the forage header, the forage wagon, and get this batch of swath. Currently, status is that we're down to 30K in swath, and we have 19K barley to turn in. So we've been pushing through it. That separator's not slow, which is good. It makes this whole thing possible. And our hoeing on field 65 is going well, so I can't complain about that. But I will talk to you later. Alright, we're almost done here. And as I expected, it's less than a full load. So that's good. I don't have to come back and pick up some little bit or anything like that. Although the way this thing manages its gears is kind of crazy. Right. So with this picked up, all we have to worry about now... Oh, and our hoeing job is done. So all we have to worry about now is getting through the separation process and getting that barley turned in. Now the big issue there really comes down to the fact that our main actual trailer is rather small, 22 I think. So it may take multiple trips, or is almost guaranteed to take multiple trips to get back. But luckily time is not really a factor. So cool. See you back at the base. Oh, here we are pulling into the farm, and we're about to unload our moth from that other job. Let's just see what we're working with here. Man, the previous job, swath. Yeah, we're looking pretty good there. But we'll dump this and take it, start taking barley over. We've got 29. can drop this guy here. A little bit more. There we go. He's back out of the way. We can go get this guy. $30K barley. Now, the big question here is, do I process all my barley into flour, or do I save some and work on getting chicken? We got 40K. We're pretty close to chicken territory. We look real quick. I'm just gonna, let's make sure we're stopped. Alright. Right. We're pretty close to, the 25, a shed with an open pasture, 20 chickens, or 20, or up to the big coop. Not sure about this one. Thing is big and holds 700. Okay, this is the one that I'm not really a fan of. This one looks better and holds 1,000 chickens for 54 grand. No pasture that I'm aware of. This is a fully indoor US style big processing chicken thing. Now, can I afford to keep these guys going? I know eggs are decent money in November. We have all of the other stuff we would need. So I'll think about it while I drive to the farmer's market. Alright, we've made it to the farmer's market where we can dump some of this stuff. I don't expect this to satisfy both contracts, but we did get one satisfied, which is good. Even though it's not the one we're actually currently processing, funny enough. Now we just got to get back and get the rest. I expect that will be moving along pretty well. So I will see you back at the farm when we pick up the rest of our material. Well, before we do that, let's turn in the hoeing contract. And just check. Yeah, nothing new. Hoeing is completed. We can collect on that. We might as well collect this one as well. Let's see if that gives us any more. I'll refresh a couple times. Okay, nothing major new there. We could do more hoeing. I think what we're going to do is wait and see, however. We'll finish this up. It's not like we have much time left. actually don't have any time left in the day. It's gonna, what we've been doing is gonna take up the rest of the time, I bet. But we're looking pretty good for the day, and then next episode we'll be jumping on our barley fields. I won't have to turn any of that in. I almost expect both fields to fit into that storage wagon. Who knows? Anyway, I'm just gonna go pick this up. I'll see you back when we're finished dumping, or when we're about to dump. All right, I borrowed out to my max, which is now 625, in hopes that I can pick up this field of barley before it's harvested. I'm pretty close. I'm going to sell all of this stuff and try to get there, rather than holding on to it, because if I can get that field as it is, I can pull a lot of barley value out of it, and hopefully get a good chunk of that money back, and maybe even pay some. That's a good field to have. It's not the best field. I'm sure we're not going to drive off into the water or something here. It's not the best field soil distribution wise, but it's decent. So if we can get that, before they harvest it, I would be pretty stoked. So it's now 5 o'clock in the evening. I don't know if they're gonna harvest it or not, but I'm really hoping they don't. So here's hoping. Alright, we just sold all of that, and we're not quite there yet, so I have to figure out how to get there, and quickly. First we gotta pull our contract. 4,000 on that. And then I wonder if I can, we only need about 4,000 more, so I'm wondering if I can do some flipping. I can. Right. So we're going to flip this guy. No, I don't want the cedar unit. That's what it was actually going for. They just added the cedar unit on as an attempt to get me to spend more. And this Orbis, we can do this as well. Okay. And now we're going to go quickly back. This is a rush job. Quickly back to the shop and get those items flipped. And once we get our 84,000, which is, I believe, what that field costs, 182,000. All right, that's awesome. That makes it even closer. So I'll see you back at the shop. All right, we are at the shop, and we are going to grab these guys. Now, obviously, I'm going to have to do the old shove again on the Orbis header there, but that's fine. Look, it's even got little wheels on it. It won't be too big a deal. So first is this guy, and we probably can afford to repair and repaint it. And sell. Right, and now we just gotta grab the old Orbis there. Start giving it a good shove. I know it's not set up to mount on this. That ought to fit. Hopefully that's far enough into the trigger. Yep, it is. So repair, repaint, and sell. Okay, we've got 10K more than we need. Time to buy that field. I'm gonna go there. Okay, it's still good. So we're gonna buy it. All right, we got another big old field. And we've got a big old loan too. Our loan interest is gonna be bigger. Not by too much though, I don't think. But cool, we've got potential 36K of harvest quantity, and that's not including our other stuff. So the question is, do we harvest it now or do we wait? Barley should be harvestable next month as well, but I'm a little sketched on that. I think what I want to do is get it mowed down at least. So we're gonna go get it mowed down and possibly picked up. And I'll talk to you in a bit. Okay, I push it down to real time in an attempt to keep the light for this whole thing. And I'm hoping it works. This should happen pretty quickly though, even as big as this field is, and we're right next door to our separator production, so we can easily get that going. This is a major win, even though we didn't necessarily... I didn't intend to increase my loan, but at the same time, I'm glad I checked to see if I had the ability and that I was poised to do this, because this is definitely like I said, a major win. We're going to get probably 45, maybe, K barley out of this. It's not going to be worth 184, but it's still major win. It's a big field. It's got fairly decent soil, especially compared to what some of them are. And we can just get some immediate value out of it on that. This does push our tractor purchase back quite a bit, and pulling the forage up that hill is going to be tough. But we're going to be good. This was a good decision. I'm glad I did it. Okay, now we've ensured that my worry about losing this crop overnight won't happen. It's all on the ground. We can come pick it up next episode when we do all the work for the other barley fields. And we'll make some decent money off this, I'm sure. And I've looked at the crop, the soil detector. It's 17,000 to buy. So I could spend I'm not sure how much it costs to actually have the work processed, but we look at precision farming. How much is this? It's 2,000 to buy the field information, and I think that's about every 3 harvests. So we're getting on towards needing it again for these two guys, and we won't need it for a while for these guys, but if it's 2,000 and another 1,200, that's 3, and another 1,000, that's 4,000, and another 1,000 again, so that's 5,000. At 5,000 every 3 years, we pay off our own soil sampler in or we get the value in about 9 years. And as we buy more land, that just gets more expensive. It makes sense to sample our own. And 17 is not terribly bad. There will be some work effort sampling our own fields, but that's not terribly bad either. So I think it makes sense to sample our own fields, have our own sampler, and just deal with the costs of the actual analysis. So now if we just swing this thing around and get her parked up next to this again, kind of next to it anyway. Yeah, so I think we did pretty good today, pretty darn good. So next episode is going to be a big one, and I'm pretty stoked on that. We're going to get lots of barley, and quite possibly, depending, we might get possible to get oats as well out of this. But thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the episode, and I will catch you next time.